I want you to pay close attention to your feet for a moment. When you stand up from your chair, what do you feel in your feet? Do you feel a solid, stable connection to the floor? Or do you feel a strange numbness, buzzing, or tingling sensation? Maybe it's even worse, and it feels like you are walking on bubble wrap, leaving you completely unsure of where your feet actually are in space. If you are dealing with numbness, tingling, or weakness in your feet and legs, this episode is important for you. Now, most seniors who experience this are told it is simply neuropathy. They are told that whether it is from diabetes, past chemotherapy, or just restricted blood flow from aging, the nerves are damaged and there is nothing they can do except take medication and learn to live with it. But I am here to tell you that this is not the whole story. Research proves that specific targeted movements can actually improve the function of your nerves and significantly reduce neuropathy symptoms. The nervous system is highly adaptable, and by forcing the brain to reconnect with the lower body through specific physical challenges, you can stimulate nerve recovery, improve blood flow, and regain the stability you thought you had lost forever. Welcome back to the Senior Health Podcast, where East meets West to help you move freely, feel younger, and stay independent. In this episode, Japan's oldest doctor is going to walk you through 4 simple exercises you can do right at home to improve your strength, your stability, and the neurological connection to your feet and legs. We will be showing both seated and standing variations on your screen today, so you can pick exactly what fits your current ability level. Doctor, I know you see patients struggling with this every single day. Why does this episode matter so much to them?
Because neuropathy steals your confidence. When your brain cannot clearly feel the ground, walking becomes terrifying. You start looking down at your feet constantly. Your posture suffers. You stop going for walks. You stop visiting friends. The world shrinks. But what I want everyone to know today is that the connection between your brain and your feet can be retrained. These 4 exercises act like a wake-up call to your nervous system. They remind your body how to communicate.
That is exactly what I hear from my patients. They feel like their body has betrayed them, and they are just waiting for a fall to happen. So before we begin the exercises, I have a quick question for everyone watching. Go to the comments and just type the word tingling if your feet burn and hurt, or type numbness if you struggle to feel the floor. We want to know what you are going through.
Yes, please share. Because whether you have mild tingling or significant numbness, these exercises are designed to meet you exactly where you are today.
Now, doctor, before we start moving, I want to address the elephant in the room. A lot of seniors feel completely in the dark about what is actually happening to their bodies. Can you explain what neuropathy really is? Why does that vital connection to the feet just slowly disappear?
This is indeed something everyone must understand. To put it simply, your nerves are like electrical wires that run all the way from your brain, down your spinal cord, and all the way to the tips of your toes. They carry massive amounts of information back and forth. They tell the brain where the foot is, how hard the ground is, and whether the surface is flat or tilted.
So what goes wrong with those wires?
Over time, due to elevated blood sugar from diabetes, harsh chemical treatments like chemotherapy, or simply poor circulation as we age, the protective coating around those nerves gets damaged. The blood vessels that supply the nerves with the oxygen begin to shrink. When a nerve is starved of oxygen and its protective layer is compromised, the signal begins to short-circuit. That short circuit is the burning, the tingling, and the buzzing you feel.
That makes a lot of sense. What about the numbness?
The numbness happens when the signal drops out completely. The wire is frayed. The brain is asking the foot, "Where are you?" And the foot is replying, but the message never makes it back up the leg. This is why you feel like you are walking on thick cotton. The brain is literally guessing where the floor is.
So basically what you're saying is that neuropathy is a communication breakdown. But how does exercise fix a damaged nerve?
through a beautiful process called neuroplasticity. The brain and the nervous system are highly adaptable, and when you perform the specific movements we are going to show you today, you force the brain to pay attention to the legs and feet. You increase the blood flow, which brings fresh oxygen to those starving nerves, and you force the body to recruit new, healthy neural pathways to bypass the damaged ones.
That makes perfect sense. We are basically forcing the brain to rebuild the road to the feet.
Exactly. But because we are dealing with a balance and sensory issue, we must be careful. If you are doing this standing, please make sure you have appropriate support. A sturdy chair, a countertop, or standing in the corner of a room so you have walls behind and beside you. Safety always comes first.
Okay, now let's dive in. And to everyone listening, remember to watch the screen to see exactly how these movements are done. You will see both seated and standing options. Doctor, what is the very first exercise?
We start with an aerobic-based movement. It is an alternating march. You can do this seated in a sturdy chair or standing up if you feel stable enough. Please look at the visual demonstration on your screen to see the proper form.
Okay, what is the action here?
If you are seated, sit up tall. Now simply march in place. Lift your right knee up toward the ceiling, then lower it. Then lift your left knee. As you do this, I want you to pump your arms naturally, just as you would if you were walking briskly down the street. Right knee up, left arm forward. Left knee up, right arm forward.
Why start with an aerobic exercise for a nerve problem?
Because nerves desperately need oxygen to recover, and oxygen is delivered through the bloodstream. Even light aerobic activity like this instantly increases your heart rate and dilates the blood vessels in your legs. It flushes metabolic waste away from the damaged nerves and delivers the nutrients they need to heal. Plus, the alternating motion forces the left and right sides of your brain to coordinate, which stimulates the central nervous system.
How long should people do this march?
You can start by setting a timer for just 30 to 60 seconds. See how many controlled, deliberate marches you can complete in that time. From there, as your stamina improves over the coming weeks, you can work up to 1 or 2 solid minutes.
I love that. Someone could easily do this during a commercial break while watching TV.
Precisely. Take advantage of those small moments. If you're waiting for the microwave to beep or the kettle to boil, do a quick set of marches. It incorporates healing cardio into your day without feeling like a massive workout.
That feels amazing. It really gets the blood moving. Okay, let's keep up that pace. What is exercise number 2?
The second exercise involves awakening the specific muscles that control the foot and ankle. We call this the heel-toe raise. Again, you can do this seated or standing, whatever feels safest for you right now.
Please walk us through the mechanics.
Start with both feet planted firmly flat on the floor. First, raise both of your heels up toward the ceiling, keeping the balls of your feet and your toes pressed into the ground. You will feel your calf muscles contract. Then lower your heels back to the floor. Immediately rock your weight backward and lift your toes and the front of your feet up off the floor, keeping your heels planted.
So we are rocking back and forth, heels up then toes up.
Exactly. It is a smooth, continuous rocking motion. Heels up, flat, toes up, flat. When you lift your heels, you are working the gastrocnemius and soleus muscles in the calf. When you lift your toes, you are working the anterior tibialis muscle on the front of your shin.
And why are these specific muscles so important for neuropathy?
Because these are your primary stabilizing muscles when you walk. When neuropathy sets in, people tend to shuffle their feet because they are afraid of tripping. They stop picking their toes up. This exercise actively restores the range of motion in the foot and ankle. It trains the brain to pick those toes up again, which is incredibly important for preventing falls.
I can feel a deep burn in my shins when I pull my toes up.
That means the muscle is waking up. Most people have very weak shin muscles from years of walking on flat, predictable surfaces in stiff shoes. We want to aim for 10 to 20 repetitions of this rocking motion. Take your time. Do not rush it. Feel the muscles contract with every single lift.
So we have the march for blood flow and the heel-toe raise for ankle mobility and strength. What is the third exercise?
Now we move into a movement that specifically trains the core and the brain's ability to coordinate the body. This is the seated diagonal chop. I want everyone to do this one in the seated position first. Even if you are normally quite active, it requires a lot of focus.
Okay, I am seated at the edge of my chair.
Good. Make sure both feet are planted firmly on the floor. Now, I want you to actively think about pushing your feet down into the ground. Create a physical connection with the floor. This alone sends a signal from your feet up to your brain.
Feet are pressing down. What is next?
Now, clasp your hands together in front of you. Bring your clasped hands down toward your left hip. From there, you are going to sweep your arms upward on a diagonal path, crossing your body until your hands are up high on your right side. Then, smoothly bring them back down to the left hip.
So I am chopping from low left to high right.
Exactly. Diagonal and come back down. If your shoulder mobility makes clasping your hands uncomfortable, you can simply keep your arms separate and move them together in parallel. You will see this demonstrated on the screen. Do this 10 to 20 times on one side and then switch. Chop from low right to high left for another 10 to 20 repetitions.
So basically what you're saying is that a core exercise helps the feet.
Yes, and it is vital. Balance is not just about the feet. Balance requires a strong core to keep your center of gravity stable. While you are doing these diagonal chops, you are forcing your core to stabilize your shifting weight, and you are maintaining that firm pressure through your feet into the floor. It is a full-body coordination drill that forces the nervous system to communicate across multiple pathways simultaneously.
That is a brilliant way to trick the brain into reconnecting with the lower body.
It truly is. Core strength and leg activation go hand in hand. Once you feel confident with the seated chops, you are ready to challenge your standing tolerance. Which brings us to the fourth and final exercise.
Okay, I am ready for the final one. And to everyone listening, feel free to pause the video or play back anything that is unclear to you. Please listen to your body and use your own pace. We do not have to do everything in one session if you feel like you can't.
Thank you for heads up, John. Safety is our priority. Okay, for this fourth exercise, we are going to work on a modified single leg stance. Please stand up and find appropriate support. The best place to do this is standing in the corner of a room, facing outward, with a chair in front of you. This gives you walls behind and beside you, and a chair to hold on to.
Okay, we have our support ready. What is the movement?
We are going to focus on standing on one leg, but we are not going to lift the other leg completely in the air. That can be too risky for someone with neuropathy. Instead, put all your weight onto your right leg. Then, step your left foot slightly behind you and just let your left toes touch the floor lightly for balance. As you can see on the screen right now, the back foot is acting like a kickstand.
I see it. And what should the standing leg be doing?
This is the most important cue. Focus on keeping the standing leg relaxed. Do not lock your knee out straight. Keep a slight, soft bend in the knee. When you lock the knee, you are just resting on the joint and the bones. When you keep the knee soft, you force the muscles of the thigh, calf, and ankle to actively work to keep you upright.
Oh, I can definitely feel the difference. My ankle is making dozens of tiny adjustments just to keep me stable.
That wobble is a good thing. That is your nervous system firing rapidly, figuring out how to balance you. Now, see if you can let go of the chair or just keep one fingertip on it for security. You should feel your entire leg and your core working to keep your body upright.
How long do we hold this stance?
Again, set a timer for 30 to 60 seconds. Try to maintain your balance on that one side for the entire time. You then switch and put your weight on the left leg, with the right toes touching behind you.
And if someone finds this too difficult or too easy, how do they adjust?
If you need to make it easier, plant the back foot completely flat on the floor, so one foot is just slightly in front of the other. This widens your base of support and splits your weight between both feet. If you want to take the challenge up a notch, try lifting those back toes completely off the ground so you are doing a true single leg balance.
Doctor, this has been incredibly thorough. 4 exercises, seated and standing options, addressing cardio, mobility, coordination, and pure balance.
Yes. And I want everyone to understand that these movements may feel simple, but the research is absolutely clear. Doing them consistently helps regain balance, strength, and coordination, while actively reducing the symptoms related to neuropathy.
How often should people be doing this routine?
Starting with 2 or 3 times per week is a great place to start. Your nerves need time to recover after being challenged. The biggest mistake I see people make is trying to do too much too soon, or never progressing their exercises and getting stuck in the same spot. Start where you are, use support, and be patient.
Thank you, doctor. Everyone start with the seated march today. Get that blood flowing, and let us know in the comments which of these 4 exercises felt the most effective for you. And don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. And make sure to watch this next episode.
Oh, this is a good one. People should see
People should
this.
definitely watch. See you there.